Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jason with Daily Recap and Outlook for tonight. It's Tuesday, April 9th, 2013. It's currently 10:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so just a little bit later than usual tonight. We're well into the Asian session now, a couple hours ahead of London. And I'll go ahead and start out with a recap of positions from last night. We were looking to get long euro and to get long cable last night. So we were correct on the direction. We did see further upside, further dollar weakness. Unfortunately, we didn't retrace deep enough to get a buy trigger. And we didn't want to put buy stops above the market last night because we felt like the upside potential wasn't significant enough. You know, we need to see 50 to 60 pip move potentials for these recap trades since we're putting in limit orders overnight. So nothing triggered, although we were correct on the direction. Hopefully those of you that were trading in real time were still able to take advantage of some things. So without much heavy economic data on the calendar today, FX moved within a fairly normal range during the New York session. U.S. dollar did weaken a little bit, so we did get some euro and cable pops in later New York post 10 a.m. So again, analysis was correct on the direction. Unfortunately, price didn't retrace enough on GU and EU to trigger our long entry. So we're going to try again tonight to actually play the long side of the market. I want to touch on euro because if you watched the recap last night, we actually recommended shorts off 3,100 today for scalping positions. And we actually, in the trade room this morning in New York, recommended shorts at 3,100 with stops at 3,130, targeting 29.70 to the down, or excuse me, 30.70 to the downside for just a 30 pip scalp. But what I want to look at tonight is a long all the way down at 29.75 if FOMC comes in tomorrow and gives us a little volatility. So, of course, tomorrow's FOMC, whatever, 2 p.m. Eastern, I think, we're going to hit. So definitely could see some volatility tomorrow in the afternoon session in New York. I would expect these ranges to generally hold ahead of FOMC. But it can be pretty unpredictable. So London can be really volatile ahead of FOMC. We can really see some positioning ahead of the release in London. So I don't like the idea of trying to pick tops on euro and cable other than the short that we already took at 3,100. So I'll go over that now and then we'll touch on cable. But what we're going to look to do is build up a position down lower if euro does retrace tonight. So starting on euro again, if you watched the recap last night, we were looking at 3,100 as a target to the upside there. So basically, if you look at this trend line on the 4-hour chart, when I shot the recap last night, you know, we had broken through and retested, and we were kind of dealing right in this area, and we were expecting euro to move higher, up toward 3,100 if we could, you know, get that rotation back up above 30.30. We ended up getting all the way up there. And then we recommended the short up there in the trade room. We got all the way down to as low as 30.73 so far, so 27 pips off the level. So anybody who took that position, I would set stops to break even at 3,100 now and just see what you can get. If you want to get out down here at 30.70, that's a good idea. If you want to hold it to see if we're going to get a move underneath 30.50, that would be another idea, obviously increasing your risk there and possibly having to sit through more volatility. But those are your two potential management plays that I see on this trade now. Now, in terms of selling, again, if it moves up, I don't like putting in the limit order in overnight because the bullish trend on euro is so strong right now. If I was going to play a top in London tonight, I'm just not a huge fan of that because if London comes in, I mean, we could easily break through 31.10 now and move higher, especially the way this is ranged out all the way through New York. So, you know, you're just getting acclimated to our daily recaps here over the last couple weeks for the first time. This is something we teach a lot is anytime you get a volatile move in New York and then range out within a 30 pip, 40 pip range at the highs of the move all the way through late New York and early Asia, typically London is going to come in and take this thing higher. I mean, I will be really surprised if London does not take this thing up to 3,100 to 3,110 sometime between 2 a.m. Eastern and 5 a.m. Eastern. And we could see it even tonight during Asia. But that's what I'd be looking at on this euro now. And I just don't like the idea of selling up here again. I liked it today in New York, you know, after 10 a.m. because it made sense in terms of average daily range and time of day. But fading that level in London, not a big fan of that. So what I want to do is actually look to get short all the way back down here at 29.75 if we can get some correction this week. That's the backside of this 23% fib on the daily chart. And then if we take that off and come down to the 4-hour chart, you're going to see that it's also a key fib level on the 4-hour chart here at the 38%. So we've got some really good confluence there. 38% fib is at 29.66. So again, it's not going to be a really easy path to get down there. It may not happen tonight. It may not happen this week, but I still like that long. Down there all the way at 29.75 is where we're going to put the entry. And we'll be looking to run a stop down at 29.40 and then looking for a resumption back up toward the top side of this range to get paid out. So that's the plan on euro. Again, 3100 at 3110 will provide resistance tonight, but you're going to want to be in front of your computer and be able to see some topic structure build up there on the 1-minute chart before you consider the shorts. And then GBP USD, we're going to stand pat. Last night we were trying to get long at 52.38. We didn't quite get down there, unfortunately. So I don't see a lot of opportunity tonight on the pound. You can see on the 1-hour chart now we've moved into a pretty clear range. The only thing that I like on the cable is I do like longs down here between 5180 and 5200 on a pullback to the downside, but that's 120 pips below the market. I mean, we're not going to get down there super quick. The only other thing I like to the upside is 53.95 for potential shorts. But again, due to the bullish nature of this market right now, I don't feel comfortable just naked selling 53.95 tonight with a limit order. I'd want to be up and in front of my charts and watching it. And I'm here in the U.S. and I'm about to go to bed, so I'm not going to be up watching it. But those of you that are trading through London, that's something to keep your eye on this evening, is 53.95 for a short with stops up over 420. Give it a little bit of room to breathe. And see if you can get a pullback then back down toward 350. That's a pretty good play tonight. Again, up at 395, looking for pullback to 350 with stops up over 420. And let's see how that works out. So that's it. You know, everything's kind of moved into some less than stellar conditions now. Even these yen pairs have lost some of their luster of recent weeks. And we've moved into some ranges now here up at the tops. You can see there's your 4-hour trend on dollar yen, really sideways. There's your hourly chart. Not pretty on this dollar yen on the hourly chart. I mean, look at this thing here. So, you know, that's your entire week of price action so far. And euro yen's not any prettier. So we've moved into very tight ranges now. Strategies that are going to work best in these conditions are fading average daily ranges, fading run up into key resistance, run down into key support. Those are the kind of strategies you want to be employing now until we get another round of breakout trading, or sitting on the sideline if you only want to trade with momentum. So those are pretty much your options in this low volatile environment. All right, gang, safe trading overnight. Be careful, be picky with your trades here ahead of FOMC, and we'll see you in the New York trade room tomorrow morning at 8. Cheers.